Hello everyone, and today I just went and saw the movie 65, which is so far the newest dinosaur action film that is not Jurassic Park. 65 is about a space pilot called Mills, who gets hit by an asteroid while he's in space, and so he accidentally crash lands on a planet, 65 billion years ago, where he finds a little girl called Koa, and so Mills and Koa know that they're not the only ones on the planet, because there are monstrous alien creatures which we all know are dinosaurs that are out to eat them. So it's up to Mills and Koa to try and survive. And that's pretty much telling 65 without giving away any spoilers. This is of course going to be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the film yet, I kind of recommend you seeing it now. But anyway, let's go on to the review. So 65, what did I think of it? It was okay. It definitely was interesting. I do like the idea. When it first came out with the news article, we heard about this film since 2020 when they announced a Planet of the Dinosaurs film, which honestly was very interesting. Then Sony released the trailer to 65 last year in November, or was it December, I'm not too sure. But they released the trailer and it looked pretty promising. It looked like a lot of fun. But that was until when around the date when the film was about to come out, they didn't really screen it to critics. And then I realized that there wasn't a lot of people in the movie theaters. And then I realized it got really bad reviews on the 37% of Rotten Tomatoes. And honestly, after seeing the film, while I do agree with some of the opinions, I did kind of enjoy this film. Like, this was just fun cheese, popcorn entertainment. That was pretty much it. I mean, the film is alright. Like, I do like the dinosaurs in this film. I really enjoyed this idea of a human traveling back 65 million years on Earth, not knowing what dinosaurs are. Like, Mills doesn't even know what a dinosaur is, which I think makes the idea interesting because he's literally pointing his gun around, thinking that these are alien-like creatures, but they're actually dinosaurs, as we all know. So that is very interesting and a pretty cool concept. I also really like kind of the jungly areas. I really liked how it took that, how it was like a bit of a breathe, like a fresh air from all the Jurassic World like park stuff and all that stuff that we've gotten used to in the Jurassic Park films. Like, this was just real fresh air here from after all the Jurassic World films. So for one, I really do like the dinosaurs in this film. I do think that the dinosaurs, they weren't really on screen too much, but I just really loved all the entrances and all the appearances of the dinosaurs. I feel like this movie definitely sells well because of the dinosaurs. I mean, there was so many interesting designs and so many cool dinosaur species here. I mean, there wasn't, of course, a lot of new dinosaur species, but there was so many, like, cool dinosaurs in the film. Like, we had, like, this little T-Rex Ankylosaurus. We also had a T-Rex walking on four fours. That means walking on four legs. Kind of like a Triceratops-like T-Rex, which was the main boss of the film. I also really liked the raptors and how vicious they were. And I also like those tree, like, raptor dinosaur things. Like, lots of people thought they were Nothrosauruses, but they're obviously new dinosaur-like creatures because they climbed up trees. So, all in all, I think all the dinosaurs in this film were very interesting, and I really liked it. I know that everyone, including the paleo community, didn't really respond well with the new dinosaur designs and them being reptilian and not like they have like scientifically accurate, like having them feathers. Which honestly, I don't feel like it would sell the movie well if they had feathers. That's just my own opinion. So, yep, the dinosaurs are really cool. They definitely have a lot of dinosaur action in the film, even though it's a bit less time to get to the dinosaurs. But still though, dinosaurs are pretty cool. One thing I liked is the setup of the film. I really do like the forest aspects of the film, 65 million years ago. Even though it kind of screams at you a bit too much, but still though. And I also did kind of like the futuristic tone to the film. I like Adam Driver's gun thing, his laser thing. I just think that's really cool. I like when he's blasting at all the T-Rexes and dinosaurs and stuff. Kind of reminds me of Turok. Which, by the way, this film really reminds me of Turok. I think most people know that. I really liked his spacecraft thing. But by the way, this is getting into a bit of negative territory. And that's, I wish they did explore more Mills' job. Because I wonder what the hell the spacecraft thing was used for. Of course, it was to carry to other people to other planets. But I just wish they like incorporated more to it. Like, maybe show us where where the spacecrafts come from, like his workplace or something like that. That would have been interesting, but that's just diving into some of the negatives, which I'll explain later to the film, to this video, or review. So anyway, I did like some of the stuff that they were planning for. All in all, I think the whole survival part of the film actually really works. I really, really like the whole survival-esque theme to the film. But anyway, this is a bit of a brief one, but I also did like some of the cast. I did like Adam Driver's character, but I just feel like this is getting to the negatives a bit. But I feel like Adam Driver's character should have been developed a bit more. Like, had him have a bit more backstory to him. And Koa was also pretty good. Like, the actress was really good as well. But I kind of have a bit of a problem with her character, which is what I'm going to explain now with the negatives. Now, there's a few negatives I had to explain about the film. The first one here is Koa's and also Mills' relationship. Now, in the film, Mills has a family. I think they're on another planet. And he's out on the spacecraft for 2 years, and so he doesn't come back home for his daughter, who sadly passed away from a disease. And so he meets Koa when he gets crash landed onto 65 million years. And basically, I don't really like Koa and how she spoke a bit alien-like. Also, I didn't really like the relationship between her and Mills. And they were kind of getting into the daughter and father dynamic, but I just didn't really like it. And there's just lots of scenes in the film where it has that relationship, and it's just a bit boring. And I do like Adam Driver. I do like his character. And Koa's character, which I forgot the young actress's name that played her. She was a good actress, but unfortunately, I just didn't really like these two dynamics to the characters. And honestly, this movie would have, if you got rid of Koa's character and had Mills' character and Driver being the only character in the film, then this probably would have been better. Just a little bit better. But anyway, that's just in my opinion. I just didn't really like this dynamic, nor the relationship. Also, another thing that I did not like about this film is the ending. And the ending really disappoints me. It's not as bad as Dominion with letting the animals live, but the ending to the film I thought was kind of quick and pretty generic and casual. Basically, after the four-legged dinosaur attacks the ship, or no, it doesn't, there's only 2 T-Rexes, but after that, the four-legged dinosaur shows up, Adam Driver goes away into the land area, then the four-legged dinosaur stares at Adam Driver, then the Koa stabs the creature, and then, using those water thing, or I forgot what the thing's called, bursts the four-legged dinosaur and ripping its skin off. Then Mills and Koa get back to the ship, they leave, the asteroid hits the Earth, and bam, that's the end of the film. And Koa and Mills are now in space, going back home. Just a happy, safe ending. But in my opinion, I feel like this ending should have been a lot better. Like, maybe having a more Planet of the Apes ending would have been better. Like, them knowing that as actually the future and not actually the past. Now, that would have been a good setup. But the future tells us, it's not the future, 65 million years back. Okay. Anyway, I just hope that there was going to be a good ending to the film. A more big ending to the film. Maybe an ending where everybody dies. Now, I know that's probably not a good idea. But I think Koa and Mills should have both probably died in the end of the film. Like, it wouldn't really change much. Maybe a emotional ending. But anyway, I just thought the ending just was really generic to the film. Not as bad as Dominion's ending, where letting the animals live. But still, though, pretty bad ending. Didn't really that much like the ending to the film. And so that was 65. Now, in my opinion, it's an okay film. It's definitely not the greatest film. Maybe sometime in the future this might be a guilty pleasure. I mean, this movie kind of reminds me of, if there's anyone know the 1978 film B-movie Planet of Dinosaurs, where basically a bunch of humans arrive on a planet with dinosaurs. Kind of reminds me of that film, but on a much bigger budget. Probably like a remake of the Planet of Dinosaurs film. But anyway, I feel like this might be a guilty pleasure in the past. I did enjoy this film. I did have a bit of fun. Unfortunately, I don't think this film's getting that good reviews. I think most people don't really like it. I know that some people in my theatre didn't like the movie. And I think this might be a financial bomb for Sony, because I feel like this movie's definitely going to fail with that many people going to see the film. But anyway, if I had to rate 65, I might just give it a 5 out of 10. No, I know it's not a big score, but I just thought this was a movie that you could just pick up on DVD and have so much fun with it. That's pretty much all this movie I recommend for getting on DVD. And I do recommend it for maybe dinosaur fans. If you're a fan of Turok, I recommend it. Like, if you are a fan of sci-fi, dinosaurs, all that stuff, you're going to love this film. And I did enjoy myself with this film. The only issue being, in my opinion, that it's just pretty basic. And that's pretty much it. I hope this movie does a nail in the coffin with dinosaur cinema. I hope there's more dinosaur films coming. A Lost World remake, maybe something like that. I hope dinosaur movies aren't dead because this is going to be a financial bomb. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, goodbye.